All right, our last report, item F, change in protocol for district part-time non-teaching staff on early dismissal days. And Mr. Gorder, are you going to address this?
Yeah. Up on the screen, we basically have a handout, if I can get it back to where it was, that we send out to our support staff on an annual basis. Something. What's that?
Wrong button.
Wrong button, okay. That we send out to our staff on an annual basis, and basically what we are talking about when we talk regarding this handout is make-up time when schools canceled, delayed, or dismissed early due to unforeseen circumstances or regularly scheduled in-service dates or collaborative early dismissals, I guess is the best way to look at that. And there really is not a lot of changes for our regular full-time non-teachers, but in the cases of our regular part-time non-teachers, there will be some changes as it relates to early dismissals. You'll see two languages on here, and one of them that is struck through up here is regular part-time non-teachers. This is basically the past practice that we've operated off for many years, and what it says is regular part-time non-teachers may work at their election, their normal contracted hours beyond the early dismissal time. If they choose to go home before the completion of their normal work hours, they will not be given the option of making up any time at a later date unless they are requested to do so or they have the approval of business office. With drivers, obviously, they'll just adjust their routes accordingly. So basically what this means for the majority of our support staff that are part-time, and really we're primarily talking about our teaching assistants and our clerical staff, when we're looking at this language, for the most part, with the exception of our clerical staff, most of those staff have decided to go home. I mean, it's just the way it has been in the past. And I guess what we're looking at is changing that practice to basically regular part-time non-teachers such as teachers' aides and clerks too will work a shortened work schedule based on the length of the school day unless they are requested to do so and have the approval of their building principal. Again, bus drivers are obviously just going to adjust their route time accordingly. And then a significant change is that typically, because it was up to the staff member to decide whether they wanted to stay or go, they had to turn in a leave sheet. Well, we won't be requesting leave sheets from them anymore. They'll just be, turn in a leave sheet if they work the extra time. Why are we making this recommended change to it if most of our support staff are not working at this time? One, it's been with a lot of change in administrators, and this really isn't maybe a good reason, but this is one of the reasons why we've looked at this the last couple of years is, well, when do I keep support staff in my building, and what is the criteria? What do I have them do? Because a lot of times our in-services are at another building, and there's really nobody there to supervise them. And to make sure, and not that they're not doing the work that we do, but if there is other work, that it's getting done to the way we want to do it. The other primary reason we strongly believe that if we need people to work during those collaboration times, we'll ask them, and we will, so to speak, ask them to do the work that we want to do. So there really is no reason other than the fact is that we believe that because most of them are not working and because we want to direct it, that we would take that election off the board, and if they need to stay, we would direct them to stay or ask them to stay. Obviously, you can't have everything, so that means if they said, I can't stay, then at that point in time, because it's not work time, then we're not going to say, well, you got to stay, you have to, because they may be making plans or doing whatever on these days when there is no school either. So it kind of cuts both ways to a certain degree. So, but this is a practice we will be implementing unless there are concerns or questions from the board on this. I will have to say though too, when we're starting to look at healthcare reform and that 30-hour requirement, this will factor in for some people at some point in time, depending on how many hours they're working for the district. Good, bad, or indifferent, and we will be talking about this a little bit later, is we're not going to actively change probably people's hours that they're currently working, but certainly as we move forward in time, that 30-hour average per week will be a mark we will be looking at. So again, good, bad, or different, that is what it's going to be. So I only probably see more 30-hour jobs in the Toma Area School District rather than 30 hours or more jobs. I don't know if there's really any way around that. So if there's no questions or concerns, that's what we plan on doing moving forward. So again, it was a past practice, and we're just basically informing the board that we are changing that practice and moving forward with this new practice. This letter will be sent out to all the support staff going forward here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?